Good day. This is Market Wisdom for Traders, episode 78, delivered by Epi78. For forex trading, crypto, stocks, futures, commodities, options, and all forms of chart-related trading. We have been on this for close to 2 decades now. We are available to train you and to manage your funds. You have what it takes to ensure consistent profit return. You can reach us on 080-375-97085. Epi78 remarked that if you wanted to learn how to trade, you should go down to the beach and watch the waves. Soon, you will notice that waves wash ashore and then turn around and go back to sea. He then suggested that you start moving your hands in rhythm with the waves, moving them towards you as the wave approaches and moving them away from you as the wave withdraws. After doing that for a while, you will notice that you will soon be in touch with the waves. When you reach that state of being in tune with the floor, he said, you will know a lot about what it takes to become a trader. Notice that to be able to get in touch with the waves, it is important for you to know when the waves has finished its movements. If you are managing other people's money, it is more important to minimize drawdowns than it is to produce large returns. As a result, you might want to consider exits that keep you from giving back too much profits. For example, the percent retracement exits combined with an objective is an excellent exit to keep you from giving back too much profits. The profit retracement exit states that be willing to give back a certain percentage of your profits and to tighten that percentage after some important milestone, such as a report to clients or a profit objective is reached. For example, after you have a 2-hour profit, you might be willing to give back 30% of that profit in order to allow it to grow. When you have a much greater, say 4-hour, you might only be willing to give back 5 to 10% of it before you exit. What works best in system design are simple concepts. Simplicity works because it tends to be based upon understanding rather than optimization. It works because one can generalize simple concepts across a number of markets and trading instruments. Short-term trading, which gives you lots of opportunity, can have a large psychological cost. You always have to be in peak form. Otherwise, you will fail to open a potentially huge trade, or you will make a mistake that could cost you years of profits. Most flawed traders never make it. They go bankrupt, or at least lose their capital within a year or two, because they don't understand what their edge is or they don't know how to capitalize upon it. When I get a 30% profit, I take a third. When I get a 50% profit, I take another third. When I get a pattern of the reverse, I will take the rest of the profit. 40 PhDs played a money management game with a positive expectancy. However, 95% of them lost money. Why? It didn't have to do with their psychology and with poor position sizing. The failure to profit in this easy game occurred because the person risks too much money. The excessive risk occurred for psychological reasons: greed, failure to understand the odds, and in some cases, even the desire to fail. However, mathematically, their losses occurred because they were risking too much money. The average person comes into most speculative markets with too little money. An account under $50,000 is small, but the average account is only $1,000 to $10,000. As a result, many people are practicing poor money management just because the account is too small. The mathematical odds of failure are very high just because of their account size. When two systems have the same returns, the rational investor will choose the system with the lowest risk. Only trade one contract if you have less than 10,000 in your account. This brings us to the end of episode 78. Join us next week for subsequent episodes. Don't forget to subscribe and ask questions and share. Remember, we are available for training and account management. Thank you.